Good evening. How are you today? Well, it's raining outside, and so I'm sort of sitting and talking, and there aren't so many things that I want to talk about except one because it's fun for a trial lawyer to talk about it. Now, I've already given you my Jefferson report. That is to say that it's raining out, and so tomorrow I will see you in the Cathedral of Trees, I expect. But for now, let's talk about the trial, the Trump trial. What else? We now have a jury. We have alternates to the jury. There have been arguments about how Trump might be cross-examined by the government should he take the stand. You and I are more likely to levitate than that's going to happen. So the next question is the openings on Monday. And so that will be exciting because it will put before the jury and the world what exactly this crime is about. And I have a feeling it will be done with a fair amount of exhibits and slides, perhaps tape recordings. It will be powerful. And it is the beginning of ramming speed for any trial. The opening is your time to blast away at the defendant, saying whatever that defendant did wrong and to spell it out so nobody can misunderstand what it's about. But the next question is, how do you keep the attention of the jury after that? And I've heard people talking about the witnesses, and there are several obvious witnesses. You had to have been in a space station or something to have missed who the likely witnesses are. And I hear a lot of, former prosecutors and defense attorneys saying, oh, Pecker, I put Pecker on. But you know what kind of a decision that is? He's the fellow who's responsible for whether or not the statements of Stormy Daniels and others would be printed, would be in the National Enquirer. Now, he's going to be a dry witness, and some say, oh, well, he'd go through documents. Like, there's sort of wasting the time instead of getting to the fight. So my view is you have a jury. You want to make sure they stay awake. You want to make sure they understand what the case is about. You want a witness who can talk about the whole thing. Who do you think that is? Who do you think that is? Just spend a moment. It's Cohen. It's Michael Cohen, the fixer. What better way to start the trial? Pull up the stage, put out Michael Cohen to describe everything he did, soup to nuts. And here's the thing, when you put him on the stand, you can also corroborate him immediately with tape recordings, documents, pictures, past history, all manner of stuff. If you do it right, the case is over when he leaves the stand. And they can keep him on the stand for 2-3 days if they want, cross-examining him. He will outlast them, in my opinion. This guy is a bear of a witness. They will not be able to stop him. So then the question is, what do you do with the other witnesses? Now, I don't know what the popular view is among expert commentators, but it seems to me that Stormy Daniels could be the closing act. It's not over till the fat woman sings, and she's not fat, but she may sing, and she'll say a story that it'll be the last thing the jury hears as they go into meditate about what happened. Now, we have other people in between, stars, that would keep the jury's attention and at the same time inform them why this man should be convicted. And of those people, we know that we have McDougal, another woman who received certain money from Trump and so forth, and this would have been anticipated in the opening testimony of Cohen, so that's good. And since Cohen dealt with Pecker, he'd be another good witness in the middle there. And then there's also this loose item, which is perhaps more persuasive to some people, which is a man who works in front of a doorman, who apparently has information about a child out of wedlock, and he was given hush money as well. So it seems to me only a coward goes into this case and doesn't tell the story from the start, doesn't just bang it out. And the other day when we were walking along, I told you that when Rudy Giuliani hadn't yet gone crazy and he was advising us how to do a case, he was talking about getting right to the meat of the case. And a longtime partner at the law firm where I was after I left the U.S. Attorney's Office, he said in every case there's a big animal in the center of the room, and bad lawyers don't deal with it. That's why you start strong. You continue to be strong. You continue to make the case, and at the end of the case, you close it with a humdinger, and you give a summation that ends the case in that courtroom. It's so good that the people in the jury box need not get up. They can vote conviction immediately for all those counts. So there are other things going on, but I didn't want that to pass without passing it on to you, despite the rain. And so I hope and expect to see you when I walk in the Cathedral of Trees tomorrow. All the best. Bye bye.